Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will dive deep into the ancient origins of elephants. Elephants are more than just the gentle giants we see today. They are survivors of a prehistoric legacy stretching back over 55 million years. From tiny pig-sized ancestors to colossal mammoths that walked alongside humans, their story is one of evolution, survival, and mystery. So, let's begin this incredible journey. Chapter 1. Dawn of the Giants. The origins of elephants go back to the Paleocene and Eocene epochs around 55 million years ago. The earliest known ancestor of elephants wasn't giant at all. It was called Marithium, a pig-sized, semi-aquatic creature that lived in the swamps of North Africa. It didn't have long trunks or tusks, but it did show the first signs of what would become the elephant family tree. Over the next 20 million years, this little pygmy ancestor gradually grew larger. By the end of the Eocene epoch, around 34 million years ago, creatures like a Megalodon and Gomphitherium began to emerge with longer tusks and trunks. These were the early chapters in the saga of the elephant, a story written in stone and preserved in the fossil record. But how did these giants actually evolve? What forces shaped their tusks, their trunks, and their massive frames? Chapter 2. Evolution of the Proboscidea. The Proboscideans, the group that includes elephants and their extinct relatives, have a fascinating evolutionary history. These gentle giants we know today are the descendants of a long line of prehistoric creatures that roamed the earth for over 55 million years. The story of their evolution is a tale of adaptation, survival, and a dash of peculiarity. Picture this: you're an ancient mammal living in a world full of dinosaurs. Life is tough, and you've got to be adaptable to survive. Some mammals took to the skies and others developed thick armor. But you decide to specialize in growing a long nose? Sounds odd, right? Well, for the early ancestors of elephants, this was their evolutionary move. Over millions of years, these ancestors experimented with different ways to get their food, defend themselves, and navigate their environment. Some became bizarre, some massive, and some short-lived experiments of nature. Creatures like Poliomaston and Phiomia began to develop early trunk-like structures and tusks. This was the start of the trunk as we know it, but also a sign of what was to come. Fast forward to the late Miocene epoch, and we meet creatures like Stegodon and Mammoth. These proboscideans had evolved into true mastodons, with thick, sturdy legs, large bodies, and massive tusks. They were the trailblazers, the ones that showed the path to the giants that would follow. Finally, we arrive at the Ice Age, the era of the mammoths. These magnificent creatures were the ultimate evolution of the proboscideans, perfectly adapted for a world of ice and snow. But their reign was not without rivals. The mastodons continued to roam the earth, each species carving out its own unique niche in the ever-changing world. Chapter 3. The Rise of Mastodons and Mammoths. The mastodons and mammoths were the superstars of the Ice Age, dominating the landscape and capturing the imaginations of both scientists and artists. Let's start with the mastodons. Imagine a creature that looks like a cross between a dinosaur and an elephant. That's the first thing that might pop into your mind when you hear about these prehistoric beasts. But mastodons were more than just strange-looking animals. They were survivors. For instance, the North American mastodons had a special trick up their sleeves. Their teeth were shaped like cones, perfect for crushing and grinding vegetation. This gave them a unique advantage in the Ice Age ecosystem. Meanwhile, woolly mammoths were built for a colder climate. They sported long, shaggy hair, curved tusks, and a fatty hump on their back, making them the ultimate Ice Age fashion statement and a highly efficient cold-weather survival machine. These mammoths roamed Europe, Asia, and North America, leaving behind fossils that tell the tale of their mighty tusks and imposing stature. Now, you might be wondering, what was life like for these giants? Well, picture this. It's an icy morning in the heart of the Ice Age. A herd of woolly mammoths is grazing on the sparse vegetation, their thick coats keeping them warm against the biting wind. Suddenly, a woolly mammoth bull uses its tusks to display dominance during mating season. As the sun sets, the mammoths huddle together for warmth, their breath forming clouds in the freezing air. All the while, humans are watching from afar, recognizing both the danger and the bounty these creatures represented. The mammoths were not just a part of the landscape, they were a part of human history. Cave paintings from the Ice Age depict these majestic creatures, showing how deeply they impacted early human life. These masterpieces offer us a glimpse into the minds of our ancestors and their fascination with these gigantic beasts. Chapter 4. Elephants in Ancient Civilizations. The influence of elephants on ancient civilizations was profound, shaping not only their history, but their art, religion, and daily life. In India and Africa, elephants were more than just animals. They were symbols of power and divinity. Think about it. When you see an elephant, there's a sense of awe and respect that washes over you. Their sheer size and strength have always commanded attention and inspired reverence. This was no different for the ancient civilizations that shared their world. During the time of the Egyptian pharaohs, elephants were seen as divine creatures representing strength and wisdom. They were depicted in ancient carvings, often associated with gods like Ganesha in Hinduism and African tribal deities. But it wasn't just their religious significance that made elephants so important. They were practical too. Picture this. You're an ancient king preparing for war. Your army is strong, but you need an edge, something to strike fear into your enemies. Enter war elephants. These specially trained elephants carried soldiers into battle using their tusks and size to great effect. It was a terrifying sight for the opposition and a valuable asset for any kingdom. But beyond war, elephants were a part of daily life. They helped with agriculture, transportation, and even in religious ceremonies. They were like the ultimate multitaskers of the ancient world. Chapter 5. Survival of the modern elephants. Today we are left with just 3 species of elephants, each a testament to the adaptability and resilience of these magnificent creatures. The African savanna elephant, the largest living land mammal, roams the plains of Africa, its tusks gleaming in the sun. The African forest elephant, smaller and more elusive, can be found in the dense rainforests of Central and Eastern Africa. And finally, the Asian elephant, with its smaller ears and rounded head, graces the forests of South and Southeast Asia. These 3 species are the last surviving members of a once vast and diverse family tree that boasts over 160 known species. Their ancestors, those ancient giants, have evolved and adapted over millions of years, each new species adding a unique chapter to their story. But their survival has not been easy. Elephants have faced countless threats throughout history, from habitat loss to climate change, and sadly, from humans. Humans have hunted elephants for their ivory tusks, causing a decline in their numbers and pushing them to the brink of extinction. Yet despite these challenges, elephants endure. They are a symbol of strength, intelligence, and above all, resilience. And today, their story is more important than ever. Habitat loss due to deforestation and climate change continues to threaten their survival. Poachers still target elephants for their ivory tusks, pushing some species closer to the edge of extinction. Yet despite these ongoing challenges, there is hope. Conservation efforts are underway to protect elephants and their habitats. Organizations are working to stop poaching and promote sustainable practices that help elephants thrive. Chapter 6. The Mystery of Their Future. The story of elephants is one filled with twists and turns, and the future holds its own set of mysteries. One of the most intriguing questions scientists are asking is whether we could bring back the woolly mammoth from extinction. Yes, you heard that right. Through genetic engineering and cloning technology, scientists may soon be able to resurrect this iconic Ice Age creature. Imagine walking through a snowy forest and coming across a herd of woolly mammoths grazing peacefully. It might sound like science fiction, but it's becoming a real possibility. Some scientists believe that by using frozen mammoth DNA and editing the genes of Asian elephants, we could create a hybrid that looks and behaves like a woolly mammoth. But ethical questions aside, could this really work? And if it does, what would it mean for the future of elephants? Would we be creating a new species, or simply playing God? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the story of elephants is far from over. Whether they roam the earth naturally, or through our scientific marvels, these majestic creatures will continue to captivate our imaginations and remind us of the wonders of the natural world. The story of elephants is a tale as old as time, or perhaps a bit older. These gentle giants have walked our earth for over 55 million years, leaving their mark on history, culture, and our very imagination. Their journey through time is a testament to their strength, adaptability, and yes, their sheer size. But as we look to the future, it's up to us to ensure that their story isn't ended by our own doing. Each of us can make a difference by supporting conservation efforts, spreading awareness, and cherishing these magnificent creatures. The story of elephants is one we must all be a part of. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave us a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And hey, if you want to keep the adventure going, click that bell icon to never miss out on any of our exciting new videos. Till then, stay curious, stay kind, and we'll see you next time.